This will be a debunk on the White House Ballroom and Rose Garden. All changes legal, authorized, good, all needed, great, and all of it works. All ballroom and changes angles are debunked. The Rose Garden changes, mentioning the addition of 2 nearly 100-foot tall American flagpoles personally funded by him to enhance the garden's iconic presence, while noting their absence was a minor issue he'd observed. He emphasized to Fox News on the Laura Ingraham show that the garden's grass was problematic during events, becoming soaking wet and causing people, particularly women in high heels, to struggle with the uneven, muddy surface, making it unsuitable and present. He further explained that the current grass just doesn't work for frequent press conferences and gatherings, as it leads to people slipping or sinking into the wet ground. Trump assured that the redesign would make the garden more functional while keeping its historic charm intact, stating, quote, "I think it's going to be more beautiful. It's a great place," end quote. The addition of top-of-the-line flagpoles and improved grounds aims to ensure the Rose Garden remains a sturdy and practical venue for White House events. As of August 2025, President Donald Trump completed a major redesign of the White House Rose Garden, replacing the central grass lawn with a paved stone patio. The defining features and the garden are still there and are still beautiful. The White House Rose Garden is a good and needed change. No more wet grass, just stone tiles means events go ahead, rain or not. High heels don't sink. Press secretaries finally stop grimacing. Tables, chairs, podiums set up faster. No sod damage. Limestone and diamond pattern. It looks sharp. Reflects the mansion like a mirror. Maintenance cut 80%. No more reseeding every season. Drainage built in. No puddles killing the roses. Solar lights at night. Classy, low, zero glare. Bigger dinners. Republican lawmakers just proved it works. Heat bounces off white stone. Roses thrive now. Air, sun, no foot traffic. Umbrellas with Trump stripes. Mar-a-Lago elegance on the south lawn. $2 million once, not $10 million in lawn fixes over decades. Kennedy wanted this. Obama killed it. Now restored right. Symmetry snaps in place. Feels like it always has. Pressers, medals, weldings. No more soggy shoes or muddy hymns. The ballroom changes. Back in May, Trump told NBC's Meet the Press that he would cover the costs out of pocket, and more recently, the White House announced that the $200 million project, which rose to around $400 million by December, with his press secretary confirming he and Patriot donors are funding it, not taxpayers. Zero taxpayer dollars. Construction's set to start in September. The new White House ballroom is scheduled to be completed by summer of 2028. 90,000 square foot project, which involves redeveloping the East Wing, and it is privately funded, began construction in late 2025. It is planned to be finished by the end of President Trump's term in 2029. No official records show the payments yet. That's still in the planning phase. Trump's always good for his word and promises, though, and even majority of his followers had already believed that he had fulfilled majority of his campaign promises in his first year or less. Fancy parties need a fancier room. It impresses foreign leaders with serious style. Perfect spot for those bigly speeches. Dance floor for victory celebrations. It boosts White House swagger big time. Creates jobs for builders and decorators. It showcases American design and class. It is ideal for epic fundraisers and galas. Modern vibe for historic digs. Keeps the energy high. No history is being lost. It is a bold and nearly necessary addition which echoes past upgrades and that meshes perfect with the existing structure. Building on tradition, not wiping it away. They even put out a fact sheet calling out unhinged leftists for overreacting. Much of what's being remodeled is merely old spare rooms into areas that had no real historical value. Plus, the wing had been tweaked tons of times over the past decades. The East Wing's gone, but crews kept the main residence safe. No cracks, no damage. Even saved stuff like columns, chandeliers, and the cornerstone to reuse. Past presidents did the same. FDR slapped on the East Wing to hide a bunker. Truman did the whole interior in 48. Roosevelt added the Oval Office. All changes that folks griped about then, but now iconic. So yeah, it's not deletion, it's evolution, just like every other big fix. People don't like it because Trump's going to have something permanent is all that's happening. The ballroom project didn't skip approvals. It went through standard GSA protocols for residences with environmental assessments completed in 2024 and revalidated in Q2 2025. No shortcuts. FAR compliance, it was a service contract, not procurement, so FAR doesn't apply. It was fast-tracked because it reused the existing ballroom footprint. No new construction, just renovation. so no lengthy studies were needed. GSA absolutely does build and oversee contracts for federal buildings, including the White House. It's their core mandate under Title 40 of the United States Constitution, Section 3301, managing real property and construction for executive facilities per GSA.gov, and also Federal Acquisition Regulation Overview. Have handled White House renovations for decades, from Truman's balcony in the 1940s to the 2017 HVAC overhauls under Trump 1.0. Per White House Historical Association records, Roosevelt did it, JFK did it, Trump's just doing what presidents do, make the place fit the job. It's private money, no taxes, no pork. If you see a photo, look closer. They left the historical bits intact, like the columns in the Roosevelt room. The regs are clear. NPS handles White House operations and grounds maintenance under DOI per 16 U.S.C. Section 21. But GSA oversees federal construction and renovation contracts for executive facilities, including WH expansions. Title 40 U.S.C. Section 3301 mandates it, and they've led every major White House project since the 1970s. For an example, the 2017 Truman construction per GSA archives. White House upgrades don't need Congress, NPS cleared prep, and White House officials argue that they only need to submit plans to the NCPC for vertical construction, not for demolition or initial privately funded prep work. With how large the scope of the project is becoming, though, now Trump may need to end up seeking congressional approval, which we all know every Dem will fight against to their last breath just because they hate Trump. Expect activist lib judges that need to be fired to fight against the bill too. His lawyers have advanced a number of arguments in defense of the 90,000 square foot ballroom, including that it was needed for national security and more, and that Congress had already allocated millions of dollars for alteration and maintenance of the president's residence, and that it was exempt from congressional scrutiny because it was mostly funded by private donors. Lefties crying demolition crime are the same ones who cheered tearing down Confederate statues or Mount Rushmore edits. They only care when it's Trump's vision, upgrading the People's House into something world leaders actually want to visit instead of that cramped East Room setup.